Hello, Internet. Gino, that Pinguino Grieco here again with another episode of Deep Listens. Today, it's amateur hour once again. I haven't been on the last, two of these because of scheduling conflicts, but the season is back. It's threatening to overwhelm many people's lives and send many people to the poorhouse because gambling is legal in the United States. We're not going to talk about that at all in this episode. One of the only football podcasts you're going to listen to that doesn't feature copious gambling advice. Joining me, as always, to discuss all things football, Adam Borgmaster Redacted.
At the casino, put all of your chips onto 44 on the roulette wheel. That's my advice.
That's great advice. See, not football, not football gambling, not football gambling. Also joined, as always, by Tyler Grav Redacted.
Gino, glad to have you back. And my advice to our dear listeners is not to listen to Adam's advice.
Great advice. Great advice, both, honestly. So today for Amateur Hour, it's the preseason. Teams are getting ready. They're gearing up. Some preseason games have been played. So we are going to be doing a temperature check on each of the teams in each of the divisions. We're going to try to go fast through them. We're also going to do a bit of a statistical check-in because if you remember from last year, both Adam and Tyler had some sort of models, some sort of math that was going to tell us how each team did. And I mean, don't worry yourself. Don't worry your pretty little head with whether they worked last year, because these numbers are different than the ones from last year. You can trust these numbers. And we're also gonna do a little plug. I'm gonna say we have a fantasy football league for the podcast, for the Deep Listens podcast. If you're a community member, get in there in the sports channel in the Discord. F1, more like F Fun. And you can join. And if you were to win that fantasy league, you would get to pick a game for the main podcast. And that's fun. We'll even make a little roll for you in the Discord. Unless it's me who wins. I guess I shouldn't give myself a roll. That would be weird. So before we start the football shenanigans, other plugs, other things, remind you can get in touch with the show. deeplistenspodcast.bluesky.social. We have a Blue Sky now. Deeplistens.libsyn.com. That is our email. That is our podcast location where you can hit up our comment sections. And deeplistenspodcast@gmail.com is our email address. And you can support the show on patreon.com/deeplistens. At the $1 tier, you get access to the Discord. At the $3 tier, you get access to the OG Soncast, our anime podcast. That is Patreon exclusive. At 60 subs, the main podcast will be finishing Death Stranding, and Off the Deep End will be playing Raven's Cry. So there's all the plugs. Without further ado, football. What everyone's here for. What everyone who listens to this podcast cares for. So it says here on my rundown that we're starting with the New York Football Giants. Why is that?
Oh, because the last time we were here, we were diving into some changes in the teams in the offseason. But because you weren't around, we didn't talk about the Giants.
Okay, I see. Well, the New York Football Giants are playing a different season than last season, and that's good. That means that, maybe this time it can go better. They drafted a new quarterback. They drafted a new defensive lineman, I believe, was their first overall pick, and then a quarterback. They traded into the first round to get a quarterback who will probably start in the back half of the year, if I had to guess. Malik Neighbors last year was very good as a rookie wide receiver. I expect him to expand on that. I mostly expect and they also drafted a exciting running back. I would expect the Giants to be defensively pretty solid this year. Offensively, probably not. So that's probably what, like 500 would be aspirational? Sounds about right.
That sounds aspirational. What do you think of the quarterback room at the Giants?
So, Russell Wilson, I have very little confidence in him being good. He was not good with the Broncos. He was not good with the Steelers either. So I don't think he's going to be very good. That's why I'm hoping Jackson Dart will be the starter by the back half of the year. He was projected to be one of the better quarterback prospects in this year's draft, but this year's draft maybe was not great with quarterback prospects. So we'll see, but he's apparently quite mobile, and that's fun. And he hasn't been armed the way that Danny Dimes was. I don't think he's scared the way that Danny Dimes was by the time he left the Giants. So maybe he'll be able to keep his head on his shoulders in a way that Daniel Jones wasn't able to.
Yeah. So at this time, the first preseason game has been played. Jackson Dart looked pretty good in his opening debut. He looked composed in the pocket, made a lot of good decisions with the ball. And to my surprise, he actually showed good athleticism. I think there was one or two plays where he broke out of a sack and extended the play and picked up first downs.
He's quite mobile. Like he is of the quarterbacks in this draft, he was one of the more mobile ones.
Yeah,
So
that was
he should
definitely on display.
he should hopefully. I mean, Daniel Jones was also quite mobile, but hopefully Jackson Dart won't flee all the time the way Daniel Jones did. And also, the line is just better now than it was. So I'm hopeful that they'll be a little bit better. And their defense was actually okay last year. Adding some good prospects, I'm hoping, and some of their younger guys getting a little bit better with age. They're on that part of the growth curve. I think the defense could be solid.
Well, as long as Jackson Dart doesn't trip over his own 2 feet on like a 80-yard run where there's nobody around him, I think it'll be a huge improvement over Danny Dimes.
The real question is, does Jameis Winston take the field? Does he start a game this year?
Oh man, I hope not. I hope not. Jameis Winston is football cocaine in a lot of ways. He doesn't care if people are open. He doesn't care where the defenders are. He just throws it up.
Lord, save me from these interceptions.
He completes passes to players. They're not always his players, but it is kind of fun to watch him play football because literally anything can happen all the time. Like I remember I watched. Did you see the game the Browns played against the Broncos last year?
Yes, faded from memory.
Yeah, you're gonna have to jog our memories.
Oh, the Browns were surprisingly up because Jameis Winston had completed like several bomb touchdown passes to Jerry Jeudy, and then proceeded to throw like 2 or 3 pick sixes to give the game away in the last quarter. And it was the full Jameis Winston experience. Just making throws that very few players can make and attempting throws almost no one would attempt. Sometimes they worked out, sometimes they were catastrophically bad. So I think he can get you to 500 through just he's like random. He's so random. He makes high variance plays constantly. And so like I don't know if he's better than Russell Wilson at this stage of each of their careers. He might be. My hope is that Jackson Dart is better than both of them. That's my hope by the end of the year. But yeah, they picked an edge rusher with the number 3 pick, Abdul Carter. That should help their pass rush. Jackson Dart, interesting quarterback prospect. They got a defensive tackle with Darius Alexander in the 3rd round, and then Cam Scattaboo, fun name, fun running back prospect. So that could be fun. And then after that, it's some deep picks that probably won't work out. That's pretty normal. So that's the Giants. Do you think I'm being delusional? I think I was more delusional last year.
You were more delusional last year. The last man in the world who believed in Danny Dimes.
Oh, I don't know about that. Now he got 2 more contracts. He got to play for the Colts. Now he's playing for the Raiders.
Oh wait, he moved from the Colts to the Raiders.
Oh wait, sorry. No, he's on the Colts now. He's on the Colts.
Yeah.
My bad. I mixed up.
He's probably going to take Anthony Richardson's job after Richardson hurts himself in like week 1.
That's true. So someone else believes in him, kind of.
Yeah, when it comes to the Giants, the one thing I really do believe in between Russell Wilson and Jameis Winston. The Giants' pre-game prayer pep speech is going to be elite.
That is definitely true. The prayers will be up. This cannot be denied.
And mind you, Tommy DeVito is still there. I mean, he's probably like the practice squad guy now, but he's still on the roster.
Him and his comically Italian agent.
Yes, his extremely Italian cousin, who's his agent.
It's great. It's great. I'm glad he's on the team. I'm glad that he's there. It makes no sense. Look, he's fine. Like as the guy to hold your clipboard, having a local guy who, plays into an ethnic group that dominates your local region, not the worst thing in the world. If you're gonna have, a guy holding a clipboard.
Makes there's a headline. Okabuli makes gabagool.
Yes.
Okay.
Makes Gaba good.
All of a sudden, I'm in the mood for some chicken parm.
Aren't we all? All right, so the NFL this year actually has some structural changes, some rule changes to the fine sport of football. Tyler, what has changed for people who have maybe tuned out?
All right. So first and foremost, and this is going in importance to Grav. For the first time, we are going to actually be using Hawkeye technology to provide a better source of did the ball actually achieve a line of gain. So for those of you who watch tennis and watch baseball, or actually the tennis is the better example. This technology can tell you if the ball landed in or out, or if it hit the line. So we will no longer have to rely on a bunch of old men and a couple of guys with chains.
Please tell me that we're still using chains though for measuring.
The change will still be there as like a secondary and also as a backup, because technology always breaks, right? There will be one or two games where for whatever reason this Hawkeye technology is going to break down.
Okay, well, as long as chains are still present,
Yeah.
it was one of the more adorable things about the NFL that there's still just some giant physical chains that people have to go to measure things,
Yep.
despite constant omnipresent camera availability.
Yeah. So there's that to look forward to. Another thing is replay officials will have um, the actual authority to like overturn penalties, like think roughing the passer, unnecessary roughness, and I believe holding will actually be able to be challenged now, right? And they're just trying to, you know, one more thing to throw the flag on and try to get a touchdown negated.
Hmm.
So is this a good thing or bad thing?
I think it has potentially could be a bad thing, because as soon as a team scores a touchdown, I think you're gonna see a lot of red flags come out for like, oh, there was holding on one of our defensive linemen.
So, are the reviews going to be in some sort of review room, or are we going to have refs walking over to some sort of table to look at a television?
I think it's going to be similar to the process they have now, where you see the referee run over. He looks into that little computer that's on a
A little
pole,
hood.
and he's talking to New York.
Okay. Okay.
So,
Well, one of these days, someone's just going to adopt having a referee in some sort of large television room in a
mhm.
studio who's just watching all of the footage from all of the games and just makes these decisions. But until then, we have to have these referees run to the sideline and put their heads in a little hood so that they
Yeah,
can watch a TV.
we have that. It's called the UFL.
Yeah,
No, I said a
yeah.
sports league.
The UFL is a okay, fine.
I said a
Wow.
sports league.
Wow.
It's okay. I understand the confusion. Um, So, any other rule changes?
So a few more I'm going to run through real quick. Onside kicks can be declared at any point during the game now when the kicking team is trailing. So it's, I think like last year you could like only do it in the fourth quarter while trailing. Touchbacks have been moved back up to the 35 from the 30, and I think the last really significant change is with the overtime rules.
Oh, you're
Regardless,
finish that
what
one, but there's one other very significant rule change. But go ahead. Finish your thought.
um, in overtime, the rules are going to take on the same format as the playoffs, and it just ensures both teams have a at least one possession. So if one team scores, the other team has an opportunity to match it.
Cool. That makes sense. But I think you've missed the most important rule of all. Adam, tell me about the nose torque.
Nose torque?
Oh, are you not aware of this rule change?
The nose torque?
The nose
You know what
torque?
nose? Do you know what nose torque is?
It's when you grab someone's nose and you torque it.
No. Nose torque is it's a smelling salt that people
Oh,
would.
that thing. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. They banned smelling salts. Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh man, that's gonna be rough.
Oh boy.
they banned nose torque. You can no longer torque your nose, which one of the players, oh dang it, for the 49ers, their tight end,
George Kittle?
George Kittle, complained because he apparently uses nose torque before every play. He's like, this is ridiculous. It's not a performance enhancing substance. Thank goodness Sebastian Janikowski is no longer in the league, the one of the strongest legged kickers in the history of the NFL. He would also sniff smelling salts before every kick to wake himself up.
I mean, you have to. There's night games you play. Like,
He'd have a little vial, and then he'd toss it to the ground after he sniffed it onto the field.
you need to pick that up afterwards, or else someone will step on it.
I
Yeah.
assume so.
Right, right. I think part of, well, at least the reason I think the league gave for banning it is because
They're cowards.
apparently you can use it to cover up the symptoms of a concussion. So like if a guy gets his bell rung, you can give him a whiff of that and kind of, I don't know, like stimulate him to the point where he no longer looks like he has a concussion. Now, I'm not a neurologist, so I have no idea if any of that is true, but I think that's at least the story on why they banned salts.
Oh yeah, yeah. The NFL famously caring a ton about the well-being of its players. I'm sure that with the banning of something that might cover up a concussion diagnosis, they're also probably the rampant painkiller use is probably also going to be taken into consideration in the league.
Don't worry about that. That's fine.
Okay. I'm sure everyone won't be. I don't actually know if they've banned Toradol. I doubt they have. But yeah, they like these dudes are on like horse tranquilizer level painkillers a lot of the time. It seems odd, but that would go in line with the NFL being very showy about caring about concussions, but not necessarily doing anything that's super effective for it. All right, so those are the rule changes. I hope everyone enjoys the new. Are there any of these new rules that jump out to you, Adam, as especially good or bad?
The new overtime rules I like.
Agreed. Yeah, it's been too long for hey, what if both teams got a chance to play the game in overtime, or play offense?
I'm just waiting for them to adopt the UFL PAT rules because that's just more fun.
What is the UFL's PAT rules? Do they just have cheerleaders fight?
No, they put the teams back at the one like the 1 yard, 3 yard, or 5 yard line, and they have to go and score again for 1, 2, or 3 extra points.
Oh, that's not a bad one, honestly.
It's kind of sick actually.
Tyler, any of those rules jump out to you as especially good or bad?
To me, it's the Hawkeye technology. I mean, we use it in tennis. We use it in baseball. So anytime anyone watches a baseball game and you see like the imaginary strike zone, I
Hmm.
believe that's the Hawkeye. That's the same Hawkeye technology. And finally, NFL is just moving forward. We're no longer trusting all these old refs to spot the ball, accurately. Or uh, I think I can't remember how long ago it was, but there was this one game, and the referee actually took like it was like an index card or a playing card, and he tried to
Yeah.
like fit it down between the ball and the chain, and it was like the most obscene thing.
Is that what you like? You don't want to. You don't
Just
want
like back
people
in the day
inventing.
when football was good.
Yes, you don't
Uh,
want people inventing new ways to measure for this
exactly. I
important game.
mean, I have no like they say in tennis, Hawkeye isn't 100%, but at least it's not bias, and it can be improved over time.
This
I,
won't
I,
stop people from bitching about where the balls go.
yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, it never. Nothing ever will. I mean, I we'll see how it works when it's a literal scrum.
Hmm.
Like what happens when you do not have visibility. I'm sure it will do better than human eyes on runs on the outside and when the ball is visible. But it's literally just a pile of humanity. Seems like spotting the ball is still going to be hard. We'll
Yeah.
see.
Yep. We'll see.
So now let us move on to the vibe checks by division. We shall start in the AFC East because we are going alphabetically. That means we are starting with Tyler's team, the Buffalo Bills, the Buffalo Williams.
Yeah. I mean, we should win. Well, we should. We're going to win the division again this year. The question is will the Bills break their like 5-year trend of either winning 13 or 11 wins? And it's been going on for like 4 or 5 years now. In my book, if the Bills don't finish the season 14-3, it will be a disappointment in the regular season. Our schedule is not that tough, and we only really play 4 quality opponents this year in my book.
And who are those for?
We play the Kansas City Chiefs, we play the Ravens, we play the Eagles, and I think the other team I'm
The
afraid.
Steelers?
Mm. uh, you wish. But it is your AFC North division rival in the Cincinnati Bengals.
You're more afraid the Bengals and the Steelers.
Yes.
The Steelers, who are an actual team with players.
The Bengals actually have a quarterback and who, to their credit, knocked Buffalo out in the divisional round one year in their own stadium. So,
Have you considered that the Steelers deploy some sort of hexes and power that allows them to go 9-8 every single year?
so the Steelers.
Oh, we'll get to
It's
that.
called Mike Tomlin. It's called Mike Tomlin. The hex is Mike Tomlin, but uh, we're staying in the AFC East, right?
Yes. So
Yeah.
next we've got the Dolphins.
Epic collapse.
You think total collapse?
A complete and total collapse of the surrounding area. Yes.
Mm. I think this could be a Devon Achan bounce back year potentially. He's still very fast, and right now Tua Tagovailoa doesn't have a concussion, so it's possible. Though, what would you say the odds are on Tyreek Hill doing something wild and then getting suspended?
Pretty high. The vibes are not good. The vibes are bad in Miami.
I don't think he will intentionally like get a suspension. If anything, if Miami starts out slow, he's gonna do the old, "Oh, I'm hurt and I can't play, but I still want to be traded." And then once he gets traded, he's automatically going to be healed.
He gets
Yes.
traded to the Giants, and then the prayer circle that Wilson and Jameson set up for him heals him miraculously.
I mean, I don't know. Jalen Waddle has not been healthy most of his career. Their offensive line is still bad, so that's dangerous.
Yeah.
But their coach is very good.
So as more time goes on, I look at the 7.5 Las Vegas has, and more I'm convinced they're going to come in below that.
Oh yeah.
I thought we weren't going to talk about gambling content.
Hey, there needs to be a benchmark for where
What
this
people
team.
think.
Yes, the market.
And the gambling addicts are the most obsessive researchers about this.
That's true.
Yeah.
But I would say Dolphins probably exciting unless Tua gets hurt, and if Tua gets hurt, probably be a tire fire would be my guess. Similar to last year. And Tua's there. They're a functional football team, if a bit flawed, and then if Tua's gone, they're screwed. Which is bad because he has a now lengthy history of bad concussions. The Patriots, the Pats. Adam, what do you think of the Patriots this year?
They're pretty far into their multi-year rebuild. I can see them getting second in the division, but it won't be like a close second.
That's fair. What do you think of Drake May being potentially being healthy and starting for the whole season?
That would
Any
help
hope?
them get to 500.
I think so. I think just having a functional quarterback and a decent supporting cast for the first time in forever, definitely in this division where the Dolphins are not trustworthy, it could definitely get you to second.
Yeah. So you guys already touched on the quarterback. I'm going to go in a little bit different direction. New England Patriots fired their head coach literally like after the last game of the season. Gerard Mayo just wasn't cutting it, and they bring in long time. Well, he actually played for the Patriots. Mike Vrabel, who had a very good record while he was with the Tennessee Titans. So I feel like going from a below average coach to even just like an average or what could be a really good coach increases their prospects dramatically. I think New England is going to be that team that goes from like winning 3 to 4 games to winning like 8 or 9 and shocking the league.
Very fair.
Yeah, again, I can see that, especially considering that they could probably win 3 games off of their own division easily.
Speaking of winning games off of their own division, the New York Jets, the New York Football Jets,
Providing wins to their own division.
providing wins to their own division for decades and decades. Adam, how does it make you feel that Justin Fields, your beloved Justin Fields, former Chicago Bear, is now with the Jets after his half a season playing for the Steelers?
I don't give a shit about the Bears. Like they've always sucked. They always will suck. Now my Steelers. I'm a lifelong Steelers fan.
Oh, okay. As a lifelong Steelers fan, Justin Fields. How does it make you feel to see him in Jets green and white?
I feel bad for him. He did not do us dirty. He went. What was it? Is it 4-2? With us before Russell Wilson politicked his way into the starting gig and then drove us into the ground. So I don't bear any ill will towards Justin Fields. I hope he can survive New Jersey. It's a rough place to be for a quarterback.
Yeah, as someone who had Justin Fields in fantasy last year in some leagues, it was very maddening that he was politicked away in service of Russell Wilson.
But I am very excited that their third string quarterback at the moment, Adrian Martinez, is finally on a roster. Adrian Martinez is the 3-time spring football champion for the Birmingham Stallions.
Well, that's great. The Jets might have the worst receiving talent outside of Garrett Wilson in the league, which is hard to do because the Patriots are in the NFL also. I don't know what to make of the Jets. Should be one of the worst teams in the NFL. I don't see any other way.
Yeah, I think if you're a Jets fan, the only thing you're really hoping forward this year is just don't have as much drama as you did last year between Aaron Rodgers, firing Robert Saleh, I think in like week 4 or 5, and it being discovered your organization is being run by a bunch of teenagers that console Madden.
Yeah.
We'll get to that. Put a pin in that. Oh yeah, but the Jets they have a promising new head coach. It's Aaron Glenn.
Yep, correct.
Yep, for first time head coach, but very promising. Justin Fields. If you do not traumatize him, he can perform out there.
If you don't startle him, if
Yes, yes. No,
he doesn't see a shadow when he goes out, he could be quite powerful.
It's just there's no team there,
Yeah.
and that's gonna be that's gonna go badly for them.
Yep. Garrett Wilson is going to be double and triple covered constantly, and Justin Fields is going to be scrambling. But we'll see. I mean, their defense isn't awful. Their offense is just very devoid of talent. AFC West.
Oh, sorry, one last thing. But do you know who does have experience winning games with subpar talent around him? Adrian Martinez.
All right. Well, we'll see if he gets to play. I think if Adrian Martinez gets to play, things have gone bad in the Meadowlands. That would be my guess. As always. The AFC West. The Broncos. The Denver Broncos. As someone who's in the Denver vicinity, seems like spirits are high right now. Bo Nix was better than people expected last year. The Broncos have a solid, if uninspiring, receiving core with Cortland Sutton and Marvin Mims. Their defense is elite. Their running back room just got a hit of talent with RJ Harvey coming in there. So the Broncos look to me like they're set to be pretty good again this year. They're just in a murderous division. So it's unclear if they'll make the playoffs just because the Chiefs and the Chargers are both also good teams, and the Raiders are the Raiders. So they only really have one weak team in division, and that makes it tough for them. But they seem well balanced to me. I don't know, Tyler, do you have a different read on them?
The long-time suffering Denver Broncos actually had something to feel good about last year. But like you said, Bo Nix was better than advertised. He very much represents kind of this new era of quarterback that is not only somebody who can throw the ball, but he's also one of the best athletes on the field. I'm I'm still going back and forth in my head if Denver or Los Angeles Chargers deserve to be thought of as the number 2 team in this division when matched up against Kansas City.
Speaking of no, well, you beat me to it. Speaking of the number 2 team in the division, the number 1 team in the division is next, the Kansas City Chiefs, who also employ dark hexes to every year manage to win this division, despite just increasingly dispiriting performances. It feels like. Adam, do you think they're going to keep getting away with it?
In the regular season, yeah, when they're not playing the Bills.
They got away with it all the way to the Super Bowl last year.
Yeah. They're going to have a harder time beating their division this year, so there won't be free wins like that happened in the past. But they're still going to win the division. Hopefully, they are kept out of the first seed, and then they have to go through the gauntlet. But the Chiefs are still the Chiefs. They did well in the offseason with drafting and free agency. They're able to keep their team together even when their players are getting arrested. They have a complete roster. They have the talent. They're still one of the top 3 teams in the entire conference.
Yep, I think they're probably still going to be quite good. Their defense has been carrying for a bit because their offense has been lagging, but if Rashee Rice isn't suspended for too long, their offense should be quite good this year after being kind of mediocre last year. Yeah. Though Travis Kelce, time is very clearly coming for him.
I'm trying to speak something into existence here. Plus, this is the Vibes podcast. So, in 2024, the Kansas City Chiefs were five games above what I expected them to win. The last time this happened was the 2022 Minnesota Vikings, who went 13-4. The next season, that team went 7-10. So,
I see what you're doing here. I see what
yeah,
you're trying to speak into existence, and it's admirable. I think the problem with that thesis is that the Chiefs' defense is legitimate and quite good, and so they are in a lot of close games that Patrick Mahomes can win. That Vikings team, if I remember correctly, was Kirk Cousins just throwing the ball up and saying, "Justin Jefferson, please God save me," over and over and over again. And
no,
then
you're correct.
Justin Jefferson did
Correct.
a lot of the time. So the Chiefs, their profile, their fundamentals are a lot more sound than that Minnesota Vikings team was. But yeah, look, shoot your shot.
But so what I'm hearing is that the Chiefs will go 11-6, and then back to the Super Bowl. Is what I'm hearing here.
I'm thinking they're going to go 11-6 despite having a negative point differential and somehow end up in the Super Bowl. Yes.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Okay, the Raiders.
You know what? I actually think the Raiders are going to go on an upswing.
Why?
They have a coach. They have a quarterback. Two things that they haven't had recently. They're rebuilding. They won the running back draft. They are at the start. If they can do it, they're at the start of a multi-year rebuild.
Borgmaster, you're
So
killing me with this take.
5 wins.
What? You like immediately backpedaled like on
No, that's
the direction you were going. So
yeah, like a 5-6 wins. They're going to win. They're going to win some games. They're not going to win 0 games like everyone expects from them.
that's still terrible. So Raiders in the offseason brought in new head coach Pete Carroll, formerly of the Seattle Seahawks. They brought in longtime journeyman Gino Smith, also from
Hey,
Seattle,
another
and
Gino.
and this run, yeah, you could say Las Vegas won the lottery when it comes to the running back, but he didn't look that impressive in his first preseason game. Plus, we're in a pass dominated league nowadays. Having that caliber of running back is not going to move the needle for anyone.
Look, I'm just saying that if the Raiders can get to 7 wins, I wouldn't be surprised.
I'm just hoping Ashton Genty is entertaining, like
He's going to
running
be
for his
another
life.
Saquon Barkley story.
And Brock Bowers. I hope having the best tight end in the NFL and potentially the best running back prospects in Saquon makes that team watchable. But I have little faith in the Raiders being a functional team. Speaking of actually functional teams, the Chargers. They also got a young running back prospect. Justin Herbert is still good.
Oh, did he cut out or did I cut out?
He cut out.
Oh, okay. This is going to be a mess to edit.
You better wake up early tomorrow.
Hey,
Yeah.
No.
sorry, my dog jiggled the cable.
Oh, puppy.
So the Chargers, are they, we think, number 2 or number 3 in this division? It seems like they're really on the upswing.
It'll be a close fight with the Broncos for second in the division, and thus the wild card spot.
I'm ready to be hurt again. I'm going to place my faith like in the Chargers. And is this Jim Harbaugh or John? I can never keep the two straight.
Jim?
Jim. John
Jim.
is the Ravens guy.
Yeah.
I think the only difference between the two teams is really I prefer Jim Harbaugh over
Sean Payton?
Sean Payton. Sean Payton to me, like he just I don't think he understands what makes how a modern NFL offense works, where Jim Harbaugh, I think he gets it. So I guess I'm going with Chargers over Broncos.
I'm going to go with Broncos over Chargers because I think Jim Harbaugh is kind of a lunatic, and
Kind of.
I want bad things for him.
He's a complete lunatic and monster, but very charismatic as such. I say Broncos. I don't trust Herbert.
Ooh, but you do trust Bo.
I trust the completeness of the package in Denver more than in Los Angeles.
Fair. Okay, so the AFC North, we've got the Ravens. We're quite good. Oh, it was alphabetical order, and now whatever. Ravens. That's how the internet has it arranged. What do we think, Adam? Still good? Still a good team?
Well, we'll see. We'll see how the new kicker does.
What is interesting about the new kicker?
That's not Justin Tucker because.
Oh, yeah, right. The old kicker is the thing.
I mean, in
well,
my
if
opinion. Oh, go ahead, Adam.
I was gonna shit talk. Well, if Tyler's right that this is a pass-dominated league, then I guess we shouldn't have to worry about Derrick Henry.
No, you still need to worry about Derrick Henry. But it is a pass-dominated league, which just makes Derrick Henry all that much more impressive.
It is a pass-dominated league, as you can see by Derrick Henry's 0 Super Bowl trophies.
Don't even start with me on using Super Bowl trophies as a measure. But I'll be honest, I thought the Baltimore Ravens were the best team in the AFC last year. A lot of people did, and kind of like the Bills with the curse of the Kansas City Chiefs. Baltimore's just cursed in the playoffs. In that divisional round, it doesn't matter if they go up against Kansas City, Buffalo, or Cincinnati, or hell, if somehow Jacksonville weasels their way into the playoffs, they're probably going to lose in that divisional round. A great team. I think the defense even got even better this year. They're going to win probably 12 plus games again this year and get knocked out in the divisional.
Oh no, they make it all the way to the divisional or the conference championship. Oh, boo-hoo.
Speaking of teams that probably would get knocked out before the divisional, the Bengals. What do we think of their likelihood of doing something good this year?
There's like 3 guys on that team.
But there are 3 really well. There's 4. There's Joe Burrow.
Yes.
There's Chase Brown, and then there's the 2 wide receivers, T. Higgins and Jamar Chase.
And I guess now Hendrickson, since they paid him on defense. There's just have a guy on defense. They have like 3 or 4 guys on offense, and they'll somehow get like 8 wins out of that.
Yeah. So for those nerds listening to this podcast, how we would describe the Cincinnati Bengals is, imagine you're playing a JRPG and you just max one stat at the beginning of the game.
They're the black mage or the thief of football. They put all of their stats into damage, and their health points are low, and their defense is also low.
Yeah, just with Cincinnati is all of their investment is on the offensive side of the ball. I've never seen a team just outright neglect defense like this. It's unheard of.
The term was glass cannon DPS.
Yes, they're a glass cannon team, and I'm here for it.
Most exciting team to watch this year. If you watch any team this year, make it the Cincinnati Bengals.
The Cincinnati Burrows.
Yep. So the Cleveland Browns, still a joke. I have one question because I don't want to talk. We have to not talk about some teams that much, and I think the Browns have earned that. Which of their 4 quarterbacks
6
do you think
6 quarterbacks?
Which of their 6 quarterbacks do you think ends the season starting?
Ends the season in the starting job. Ooh.
Yes, because I expect that Joe Flacco will start the season.
Yeah, Joe Flacco's going to start the season. And Joe Flacco somehow miraculously stays healthy the whole season.
But I mean, even in a world where he's healthy, at some point they're the Browns and they're going to suck. Which quarterback do you think ends the season with the job?
You know what? I'll go ahead and say it. Shedeur Sanders.
Okay, Shedeur.
Because everyone else will be injured.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fair.
I'm going to go against the panel here. I'm going to say they want the young guys to start the season because the future is here, the future is now, and they're going to end the season with Joe Flacco.
So they're going to end the season with depression.
They're going to like cryo freeze Joe Flacco, like in Demolition Man, and then unfreeze him in like November.
Yes, precisely.
No, I think it's going to be the young guys at the end. I think they're going to start with, a professional quarterback, the world's most uninspiring professional quarterback, Joe Flacco, and then they will end the season with Shedeur or the other guy.
Dylan Gabriel.
Who
is so Dylan Gabriel and Kenny Pickett are technically injured right now. So, and also this all depends on Deshaun Watson not declaring healthy by the end of the month.
Yep. Your beloved Adam, you've always loved this team. You've always been a huge booster of the Pittsburgh Steelers. How are you feeling about your Steelers?
Yes. Speaking as a lifelong Yinzer, what the fuck? Aaron Rodgers really? Send a man to Florida to an old folks' home. What the hell are we even doing here? I mean, yeah, the guy we got in the draft, like 6th round. Oh, great, yeah, a 6th round pick. But hey, we probably turn him into like a 9-win quarterback somehow with Mike Tomlin. Getting all these old guys in here, it's like, okay, yeah, you have them for a year, and then they all break down, they all fall apart. Then what? Either we get that wild card win this year, or it's a collapse.
Is Jameis Winston that off-putting that you get Aaron Rodgers? Like, what?
No, it wasn't Jameis Winston. It was Russell Wilson. And...
Oh, I know. I'm just saying, like, you could just get a journeyman who's not a lunatic. Or is a different kind of lunatic. I don't know.
Look, this is our last chance before we have to clean house.
Kirk Cousins is still available.
Kirk Cousins costs too much money.
Kirk Cousins is a statue. And he's bad.
I just think it would be funny if he ended up in Pittsburgh.
That would be kind
of funny. And that's it.
No, it wouldn't. The Steelers, when you look at their schedule, they should go 12-5. But when we look at their schedule, they should go 12-5. But something stupid's going to happen, and they'll probably end up 9-8 or 8-1. Either way, they sneak into that 7th seed in the wild card, and if we don't make it past the wild card round, I mean, really, what we need to do is somehow win enough to get into that 5th seed, and then play the Texans.
Should go 12-5.
Yeah.
There are no words. I would argue this, but we need to move on.
Speaking of the Texans, it seems like for some reason they made the playoffs last year. And the people are over them for some reason, and I don't fully understand why.
Well, they're the best team in the South. They're the only team in the South, really.
Yeah, but it seems like the hype on them has gone down precipitously. They drafted another great wide receiver. They've got a big wide receiving room. They still have a very good quarterback. They seem like they've got enough skill position players and a solid defense. So I think boringly good is the Texans.
Yeah, they're not compelling to watch.
Best team in the AFC South is
the only team in the AFC South.
Yeah.
Speaking of a different team in the AFC South, the Colts. Tyler, any intrigue there? The Anthony Richardson, Danny Dimes quarterback fight?
Well, let me describe it to you like this. Like, if life is really going good for me and I just need to bring it down a little bit, I'm going to follow or just check the Twitter account for the Indianapolis Colts, because right now you have a quarterback battle between. Well, actually, that's not correct. Anthony Richardson's injured, and now you're just left with Daniel Jones. This team has nothing good.
So Danny Dimes has already won the quarterback battle.
He's gone from the frying pan into the fire.
Let's see here. Who do they have behind him? Riley Leonard. Oh yeah, no, yeah, they're gonna have a great they're gonna have a great season.
Yeah, I mean, the Colts have some skill position players that, if the quarterback position wasn't such a question mark, would be pretty valuable. But Anthony Richardson is currently the least accurate quarterback in the NFL, which is bad because you want to throw the ball to your players. But on paper, he has all of the skills. He's got a howitzer arm. He's got that Josh Allen profile before Josh Allen knew how to throw the ball accurately. But we'll see. We'll see if he figures it out or if Danny Dimes claws his way back from irrelevancy. The Jaguars, the Jacksonville Jaguars, and they've got a three-headed running back position. They've got a very intriguing wide receiver room. Trevor Lawrence is still there, and I think, again, the bloom is off the rose on him, but this should be the most talented Jaguars offense they've had in a good long while.
They said that last year.
I know. It's every year that we say this about them, and then they just are not quite good enough.
Who's their new head coach?
Let me look.
It's the second least inspiring head coach
Liam
change.
Cohen.
There we go.
Oh, he was the guy they brought in because they failed to fire Doug Peterson quick enough to get Mike Vrabel.
Yeah. So they're cleaning out the front office. They're changing head coach. They have pieces to make a play for second in the division. It's just whether or not they can actually do it, which is the Jaguars. So,
and whether it's good enough for them to make a wild card push. Seems unlikely.
No.
But if the Colts collapse enough, like Jaguars might get up to 7-10 and second in the division.
Then there's another team in this division, the Tennessee Titans. They got the first overall pick, Cam Ward.
Cam Ward will probably have a respectable personal stats in the last place or third place team in the division. No one will talk about him, and he'll be able to develop in peace.
R.I.P. to the Mayo King, their previous quarterback.
I'm going to miss watching him just lateral the ball backwards while getting tackled.
I'm going to miss his mayonnaise-scented cologne.
Yeah. So after reviewing Jacksonville and Tennessee, I have to walk back what I said about Indianapolis. Someone has to come in second in this division, and it's going to be Indy by default.
Counterpoint, no they don't, if it's a three-way tie.
Oh,
oh no!
Whoa!
Oh no! They're just three teams, all of them 6-10.
What happens when a completely movable object meets a very stoppable force?
Wow, the hot take of the century.
Let's turn our attention now to the NFC East. Let's start with the Dallas Cowboys. Are you legally required to have a running back on your roster, or no?
Probably not. I mean, if you don't want one,
I guess
I
not.
don't think so.
It's unclear if the Cowboys have one.
Jerry loves to waste money. All right, and he just has to find new ways to waste money.
He likes to overpay.
He loves overpaying. He loves being loud. He loves putting together a team that's going to win just enough games to be disappointing. But they do have George Pickens now. They have a legit number 2 wide receiver to CeeDee Lamb. Dak Prescott's healthy currently.
Yeah, sure he is.
It's Dak Prescott. I get it. He's moved from that elite conversation to he's just above serviceable.
He's fine. Dak Prescott.
Yeah. Yes, Dak Prescott is fine, but he's no longer enough.
Dak Prescott, better than the alternative.
Well, after overpaying Dak and Lamb, and I'm blanking on the current guy. They're going to overpay.
You mean Micah
Uh,
Parsons?
Micah
Micah
Parsons.
their best
Yeah.
defensive player.
Yeah, so after overpaying all these guys, they're not going to have anything left to like build a good team around, unless they get lucky and the Steelers just give them George Pickens.
Yep. Yeah, it's going to be interesting. I don't know what to make of the Cowboys. It seems like they are a team that, because this isn't a bad division anymore, so they're probably going to come in third.
They're going to fight for third.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We've already discussed the Giants enough. We can skip them. The Eagles, the Super Bowl champion Eagles,
the Philadelphia Turkeys. Yeah, they're
the tush push survives another year.
Mm-hmm.
For now, yeah, they're the strongest team in the NFC. Clearly,
Good on defense, good on offense.
I think they managed to get even better on defense in this offseason. There's just no bottom to the amount of money this team is willing to spend on talent.
And it's helpful. Winning games, it turns out. They're boringly good. Saquon Barkley's excellent. They have maybe the best wide receiving core in the NFC. Close to it. If they don't have the best wide receiving core, their quarterback is a top 5 quarterback. Their defense is elite also. Well-rounded. Boringly well-rounded. And there seemed to be weird drama in their locker room last season at points.
There's always weird drama with Philadelphia. It's Philadelphia.
Maybe this year there won't be. We'll see.
There always is. The vibes are always off one way or another with Philadelphia because it's Philadelphia. Like, you can't live and work in Philadelphia without the vibes being off. But yeah, no, they're going to win the division. The next team, the Commanders, will probably give them a run for their money, though. Like, they'll make it spicy at least.
The Commanders, I think they're still on the way up this year.
They're probably going to plateau this year. Just the vibe. I mean, they did well in the offseason, but probably not good enough to really challenge Philly that much. A strong second in the division and a strong wild card placement again. Probably not going to make it back to the conference championship because that was like a freak accident that they were there in the first place. But I can see them plateauing at like the wild card or divisional round.
I have a strong feeling Commanders are going to be last year's Houston's Texans. You went from winning, like a handful of games to like winning, 10 plus games. I get it. The quarterback talent is now there, but this year the Commanders aren't going to be sneaking up on anyone. You're going to see teams play Jaden Daniels differently. He's probably going to get the too high treatment that every elite quarterback gets nowadays. And this team is now going to have the second place strength schedule in the division. So they're going to have a lot stiffer competition this year.
Yeah, again, like they plateau obviously, but because remember last year the Texans still went to the divisional round and won their division. So I can see Commanders maintaining second, easily maintaining second in their division, getting into the wild card in the 5 or 6 slot probably, and maybe making it back to divisional round, maybe bouncing a wild card. But this is still a good playoff team.
So the NFC West, a team needs to win it this year. The Cardinals. Tyler, make a case for the Cardinals winning the division.
Kyler Murray, Marvin Harrison Jr. has a breakout year. A meteor hits every other NFL city in the continental U.S.
Well, not winning the title, winning this division,
Last
year, the Rams, the Cardinals, the 49ers, and the Seahawks, they were just all within like a game of each other for a lot of the season.
Yeah, they were.
Yeah. I would not pick the Cardinals. I sooner attach myself to Sam Darnold in Seattle before I go with Arizona. And it just never makes sense. You have Kyler Murray. I think he's good enough. It just, for whatever reason, they cannot put a team together around him.
I'd make the case maybe Trey McBride just falls in the end zone a few more times this year, and their offense is Marvin Harrison's a little bit better this year, and that gets them over the hump in a division that's pretty evenly matched in a lot of cases. But we'll see. Adam, the Rams, how did they win the division?
Because they've been winning the divisions. Stafford, if he's not falling apart, if he's healthy, if he has 4 limbs, he can. There's still enough of a team left there around him to eke out the division.
Do you think Devontae Adams is a net gain over Cooper Kupp or not?
We'll see. We'll have to see about that. But I mean, as long as Los Angeles that doesn't burn to the ground again, the Rams could probably still get one over on the Seahawks, who I imagine will be second again.
Okay, I'm going to make the case for the 49ers. The 49ers are still very good. Christian McCaffrey is healthy this season. He's starting off healthy. It doesn't seem like they're lying to us about his health this year. Juwan Jennings had a breakout year last season. They are going to be down. What is his name? Their wide receiver, who's injured, not the one who left the team. Debo, the other one.
Brandon Ayuk.
Brandon Ayuk. Yeah, they're going to be down Ayuk for a little bit. He's recovering from injury, but he will come back. And Brock Purdy is fine. He's now appropriately paid, and that's a problem. But George Kittle, still one of the best tight ends in the NFL. I could see them being more of a threat than people think because they had a down season last year because they were horrendously injured almost across the board.
So I do have one counterpoint. If literally anything happens to Brock Purdy, their QB2 is Mac Jones.
And this is bad? We don't want that?
Who are you and what have you done with Gino, the proverbial Brock Purdy hater?
I don't like Brock Purdy. I still think he's fine. And now that he's appropriately paid, he's no longer a competitive advantage the way that he was when he was one of the cheapest players in the NFL. But unfortunately, it seems like he's at least competent. He's not like the worst quarterback in the NFL or something. And that team is still very talented. So I think in a division that I've found pretty uninspiring, they could win it. Their coach is quite good. And their talent is still quite good at wide receiver and at running back, assuming health. But we'll see. The Seahawks, does anyone believe in them? Does anyone want to take that one?
Yeah.
Okay.
Why not? I mean, Darnold got the Vikings to 14 wins last year. Maybe he is able to take the Seahawks to a winning record and get one over on the Rams and Niners.
Do we believe Sam Darnold did that, or do we think Justin Jefferson is magic?
I think someone hit Darnold in the bag, right in the right spot that unlocked his chi that had been blocked up, like an avatar.
I mean, Sam Darnold at times has been able to put together good play. He's not consistent enough to do it throughout an entire season.
I mean, is he better or worse than Geno Smith?
Oh, he's definitely better than Geno Smith. No question about that. But DK Metcalf is no longer on the Seattle Seahawks.
Yeah,
I don't know who Sam is going to be throwing to.
Jackson Smith and Jigba.
Oh yeah. Oh hey. There's always Cooper Kupp.
And Cooper Kupp. Eh?
Well past his prime.
Fair. Now on to the NFC North. Adam, you're this team that you've never heard of, the Chicago Bears. What do you think they're going to do this year?
Probably suck. I don't know. They're the Bears. They always suck. Who cares about the Bears?
They might have the best receiving room in the NFL on paper.
Yeah, and what good is that going to do them?
That's a great question. Does anyone have any hope for Caleb Williams just being better in his second year?
I think he gets worse.
Ooh.
Ooh. Even though they have the
Their line's
most
better.
desired new head coach.
The thing is everybody assumes as time goes on, quarterbacks get better with more playing time and experience. But I think the one thing we forget is they also pick up bad habits along the way. And to me, it looks like he's picking up bad habits. It's kind of like with Baker Mayfield. At one point, he just stopped and just started running. I think you see that more and more.
So
from
he's going to turn into
Williams.
Justin Fields, is what you're saying.
Well, Justin Fields, in my opinion, his first instinct is to run. Caleb Williams is going to at least look at his first read and then take off because he doesn't want to get plastered again.
I mean, their offensive line is improved. He might not be running for his life all the time.
They did replace their center, who was a problem last year.
That could help.
It's a lot of theoreticals. That's a lot of theoreticals.
All right, so is there case to be made for the Bears to not be the last in the division?
No.
Huh. What about the inevitable complete and total collapse of the Vikings?
See,
Still no.
that would be the thing that would do it. But before we get to the Vikings, let's talk about the team that's probably going to win this division, the Lions. They're still really good, huh?
Yeah, they're probably going to go through it this year a bit more. I mean, hopefully less injured than last year, but they're going to be reorganizing a lot. Their window is probably creaking to a close this year, next year. They still win the division. They still get into the playoffs as far as they can before they get bad touched by Philadelphia. So yeah, the Lions, I think, I think last year was the peak, and we're very slowly going to go downhill with them.
I think the Lions still have a good bit of fight left in them. I mean, Jared Goff is 30 years old, but I don't think you were going to quite see the decay from him this year. I think you're going to see Detroit maybe drop some games they shouldn't at the beginning of the year. And I'm basing that off the fact they lost both their offensive coordinator, Ben Johnson, who is now in Chicago, and Aaron Glenn, who is now in New York.
New Jersey.
But, I think Dan Campbell is one of those coaches where he just gets the maximum amount of effort out of each and every one of his players. It doesn't matter if he's jumping through a styrofoam wall or a brick wall. The Detroit Lions are going to play their asses off for that man.
They will until they won't. And probably not this year. The won't is probably not this year. The Packers. They've got so many interesting players. Jordan Love has a lot of options to throw to. No one seems amazing on their roster, but they always do good.
They probably a second in the division and just missing the playoffs is where I'd put them.
Does anyone have the Vikings having a chance? Justin Jefferson's still there.
How old is he now?
I think he's
mid-20s,
still
right?
mid-20s.
He's still in his 20s. Okay.
He's 26. Yeah, he's young.
Oh yeah. Okay. Oh wow.
The question there is AJ McCarthy. Is he the prince that was promised, or
No.
is he going to be like another? I was going to say Trevor Lawrence, but Trevor Lawrence was really hyped up. I don't think AJ McCarthy had that.
No. He just needs to be a Sam Darnold, and Justin Jefferson has made Kirk Cousins and Sam Darnold both look like competent quarterbacks after, I don't know, them being pretty mediocre for a lot of their time, or worse.
Yeah, I think last season was a gift to the Minnesota Vikings. I think reality catches up with them this year. It won't be as bad as the Bears, but
Speaking of places Kirk Cousins has been, The
no.
Atlanta Falcons.
Yeah, what about them?
Any love for them? Any hope? Michael Penix Jr.'s there now.
Second in the division, 8-9. Penix doesn't look like a dumb asshole. Just barely. And they go 8-9 because the Saints are going to have a complete and total collapse, be a 3-win team this year. That's all I'll say about the Falcons.
I mean, they still have Bijan Robinson. They still
Yeah,
have
they do.
Nick London. They've got some good talents in their
Oh, yeah,
offense.
definitely. Oh, yeah, absolutely. It's just Falcons.
Can't believe in them. The Panthers.
Third in the division. Let's say
Bryce Young showed signs of life last year.
5 or 6 wins.
I'm gonna say 7 or 8.
Ooh.
Just the way, like, watching him play, I think it was like that last third or last quarter of the season, it looked like something clicked for him. And I just need to say something positive about one of these teams. So I'm going to say something nice about the Carolina Panthers.
Yeah, 7 wins. I can see. I can see that. Get right behind the Falcons. A respectable third in this division. And then the Saints, yeah, complete and total collapse. I don't even know if it's worth going into. I mean, they have their rookie quarterback who they need to develop. All the other quarterbacks aren't worth talking about.
So just a brief mention. So they drafted rookie quarterback Tyler Shuck, and they have Spencer Rattler. They both looked equally as terrible in the first preseason game.
Yeah.
So I think if you're a Saints fan, now's the time to start drinking.
And when the Saints go marching in, Tyler Shuck, come on. It's going to be so fun. They're going to be such a shit show. This team, can Alvin Kamara do it again? Can he make them look somewhat respectable? Any chance?
For 3 games.
Carr retired rather than come back to play for them. He said, nah, I'm good.
And who knows if Kamara will be there next year. Yeah, 3 wins, 4 wins. That's what I say about the Saints.
I'm looking forward to a lot of Saints garbage time this year. The Buccaneers.
10 wins. Someone has to. They get bounced by the 5th seed in the wild card.
Sounds about right. They have a good wide receiving room, though their wide receivers, some of them are getting older and some of them are hurt. They have a decent running back room, but their defense is very solid. So I think, first or second in the division is pretty likely for sure.
First in the division, let's be honest.
It's first in the division by 2 wins.
Should be. The Falcons are like more
8-9.
They're not being held down by Arthur Smith anymore. Maybe they do actual offensive things. What if they did that?
They're 9-8. And they come in second in the division still and miss the playoffs.
That sounds about right. All right. So that is our vibe check by division. Models. Any model talk?
So I don't have math in front of me yet. For my preseason power rankings model, just a reminder, that's me taking the ESPN preseason power rankings before that they do, I think, a week or 2 before the season starts, and extrapolating the past performance of those rankings against the end of season, or I guess the seasonal performance of the matchups of the different ranks, and getting win chance percentages off of that. The model last year, which was just the straight model for predictions, did better than you would think, but not as well as I would want. So I am going to adjust it a bit this year. I'm going to add in a modifier for injuries. I'm still closing in on where I want to be with that, but for every player on IR, I might adjust 1 or 2% in the odds.
So we've got a model tease, is what you're saying. Maybe we'll have models next time.
Yeah, because I don't think the ESPN Power Ranking has come out yet, so I can't have the actual math in front of me.
I'll look forward to that, dear listener.
But the second thing I'm doing, which I'm very proud of for thinking up. So because the way the schedules work, the teams rotate which other divisions they play within their own conference and in the other conference, which means that they have the same divisional, like other division lineups every 12 years. Because it's 3 times 12 times 4, that's 12. Which means that this is mostly the same lineup of opponents for each team that they had in the 2013 to 2014 NFL season. So I tracked down a copy of Madden 25, the 2013 Madden game, which was the 20, not to be confused with 2024's Madden 25. This is the 2013 Madden 25. I tracked that down for the PS3 for $6. And I am going to dick around with the stats for key players on all the teams to match them with the stats in the most recent Madden, NFL 26. And then I'm going to simulate seasons.
Oh, well, that'll go great.
And see what happens.
Well, look forward to that, dear listeners. The best science.
This will take a while because that game runs like dog shit.
I bet.
So it'll take a bit to get those results ready.
It'll be good to see what the early 2000s Madden, how accurate it is.
Just giving a young Joe Flacco modern day Lamar Jackson's stats.
Yep. It's look, it would be very funny if the early 2000s Madden was more accurate.
Well, that's what I plan to find out.
All right.
How many times are you going to run this simulation, Borgmaster?
Until I go insane.
As many times as the Lord will allow. All right. So, just a reminder, we've got our. Unless Tyler, you have a model. Do you have a model?
Yeah. Just a quick update. So last year I just kind of did a basic linear regression model. I think this year I'm going to move away from that. Linear regression is great, but there's a bunch of newer, more sexy stuff that can be done. So I'm looking into that. And as always, I will have kind of like a in-season model that provides like a Pythagorean wins when expected. So that won't get started until the start of the season.
Okay. Another model tease. So we have a reminder. We've got our fantasy league in the Deep Listens Discord. You can go ahead and join that if you're in the Discord already. We are looking to get hopefully up to 12 people. I would settle for 10. And if you win, you get to pick a game for the main show. Thank you, Tyler.
Thank you, Gino.
Thank you, Adam.
No, thank you.
And a reminder, you can get in touch with the show, deeplistenspodcast.bluesky.social, deeplistens.libsyn.com. We have our comment sections. deeplistenspodcast@gmail.com. That is our email address. And you can support the show at patreon.com/deeplistens. Till next time, peace.